guys? It's Connery from Out of Work Outdoors, and today I'd like to share with you some of my favorite jerkbaits. Okay, so jerkbaits for me is more of a wintertime, fall, wintertime, spring, or if they're busting bait during the summertime, then I'll throw in a jerkbait. And to me, a jerkbait has to do one thing. It's got to go side to side, and all the jerkbaits do that. And all jerkbaits, and for the most part, I'm fishing suspending jerkbaits, okay? But jerkbaits, they tell you on the package it suspends, but really, when you take it out of the box and you put it in the water, 95% of the time, it does not suspend, okay? And depending on water temp and the atmospheric pressure, elevation, your jerkbaits will do different things. So you have to tune every single one of these, okay? I don't care. It's from one company or another, you're gonna have to tune them. And the companies that I'm going to be mentioning now do a decent job at getting the baits to getting you there where it's almost suspending, but once again you got to put suspend strips or you got to put bigger hooks or something on them to make them suspend perfectly. And you got to check them at the lake once you get there, okay? So that's how a jerkbait works. It's not like a crankbait where you can tune it one time and pull and it's good for the rest of the year. Jerkbaits, they are tuned on the lake that day. You might have to tune again later in the day. So, with that being said, jerkbaits for me, they have to cover 3 ranges of depth. A shallow range, which I usually don't fish during the wintertime, but there are special occasions where, for some reason, if the water temperature is rising for a week, and then there's going to be a front coming by the next day or that night. For some reason, the fish will head shallow. For some reason, they'll head shallow. So, if they're going shallow, this is the bait I like. Rapala, Shadow Rap, Shallow. There's 2 versions, deep and shallow. I like the shallow for that occasion. That occasion only. I really like it. Alright? Throw it out there. As you can see, the bill is real small, so it's not going to dive. I think it dives 2 feet max on 10-pound line. So I like that for whenever I'm fishing the bank, basically on the winter time. Okay, so after that, if you're fishing the summertime and they're blitzing, I like this one. This is, I think it's a number 7. I don't remember what number this is, but this is also a Rapala. It's the X-Rap. And this guy is really erratic. When you snap it real hard, it dives all over the place. So I like that during the summertime. And for some reason, in streams, it works really good. So if you guys fish in smallmouths and streams, that's a really good one to go to. But both of these are kind of from Rapala. I'll go into other companies. But they cover, like this one covers real shallow. This one's starting to go into that 4 to 5, 6 foot range, okay? The other baits in that range, and I think this is the biggest category for jerkbaits, that 4 to 6 foot range. And for that range, my go-to is your Mega Bass Ito 110. This lure is very expensive, but at the same time, it works very good. That's all I gotta say about it. If you don't believe me, talk to any tournament angler that you may even know, and they know about this lure. Now, $22 bid up to $26 for a Mega Bass, and you still gotta change that out, okay? The alternative is this lure. It is the Lucky Strike RC STX, RC Stick. Okay, exact same copy. But, well, it looks exactly the same, but it's different. This one suspends head down. This one suspends, depending on which generation you got. It could suspend like this, or it could suspend like this, or it could suspend like this. The Mega Basses tend to have a real steep angle on it, okay? So that's the difference between the two for the guys that want to know. I've already tank tested that already. But this one's only about $10. Hooks suck. Change hooks out. And after that, you'll do alright, you know, so Mega Bass copycat. The other one that's very popular that I like is this one. Is your original Lucky Craft Pointer 100. This is a lure that has really good action, meaning for the amount you snap it, it goes pretty much crazy. And it's a good lure when you can just drag it along. And it suspends almost perfect out of the box. So you just gotta put a little bit more effort into it. Like, there it is, suspend strip, and you're good. It'll suspend for you. And this is once again, it's also another proven lure in the tournament series. And I don't know, just about everybody has one of these, so that's why it's also one of my favorites, because it works. And this one is starting to be one of my favorites. This one is the Strike King KVD 300 Deep. I think that's what it's called. There's no name on it. But this is a deep diving jerkbait. This one can hit 12 feet, and I can pretty much attest to that. On 10-pound line, long cast, I mean the longest cast you can throw with a wind to your back. You can get it 12 feet. And it is a bigger profile than most lures, and it casts very well. You know, so these are my favorites that I currently am using. I mean, there's a couple brands out there that I haven't tried that might be better, but these are the ones that I like as of right now, circa 2017. Subject to change, of course, but this I feel very confident with. If it's a jerkbait day, I could get them shallow, I could get them mid-depth, and I could get them deep. So, of course, the colors have changed, but these are the types of lures I have a lot of confidence in. And all the time, unless if I'm fishing real shallow around barnacles and mussels and things like that can cut my line, 10-pound or 8-pound, okay, fluorocarbon. And on a bait caster, throw it on a 6/6 rod.